Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Christmas special of Fears, Future, and Fossils, and more specifically, the Godzilla Roundtable. Today, we'll be discussing a film probably nobody has heard of because it's a very obscure Toho film. It is Half Human from 1955, the first non-Godzilla kaiju film Toho made, which makes it interesting historically, but there's a lot of reasons why it's obscure, so I guess I'll just have my usual co-hosts introduce themselves.
Mhm. Well, it's me, Ton here once again. Merry Christmas and happy other holidays. I don't want to be problematic.
And yes, me Crash. Hopefully this will be a fun holiday special.
Me Crash. Okay, Hulk out here.
Christmas fan 1000.
Christmas fan 1000. All right. So, what would you guys rate Half Human out of 10?
Out of 10? Is that how we always do it? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Literally after the last fucking 20 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. Half Human's very weird. Maybe a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring and also a little dank, but there's some really interesting ideas in there. So yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I'm with Crash 5 out of 10. It's not the best, but it has
Speechless. Just I don't know. This was a movie.
It's a film, you know.
The camera lens was not on.
They
wanted to
we'll
take it
get
out.
into it. Like it's well made, but it definitely has its issues.
Don, it's how you're trying to figure out how exactly to word what Half Human is.
I feel it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I want to dig up onto and slap his skeleton.
Toho has entered the chat. I like how this has just been a roundabout way for you giving your rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. It's 5 out of 10.
Oh, I missed it, my bad. For me, it's also a 5 out of 10, so it's kind of unanimous that we think this movie is just okay.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, for me, with Half Human, but I guess though, before I say that, let me
Should we
start off.
explain this? Because I feel like no one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Half Human is a movie from 1955, like I said, by Toho. It was their first post-Godzilla kaiju film. It was directed by Ishiro Honda. It is about basically a Yeti being found in the Japanese Alps in northern Japan. They don't say it's Hokkaido, but it might be Hokkaido, which is the northernmost island of Japan, or it might just be the northern part of the main island of Japan. They don't really say it from my memory. Basically, it's told from the perspective of this group of explorers who are trying to find somebody who went missing, and they're telling it to this journalist. And they find this Yeti there. And this movie has since been banned by Toho in a self-imposed ban because of its depictions of the native peoples of Japan. Which, that's an element, alright, of this movie. And as a result, this movie can only be viewed online from a bootleg.
With a really funny little watermark on the top.
Yeah, because it was never officially released on home video.
Only on TV.
Yeah.
But it's a very weird movie. It's kind of fun. It starts off at the train station. They're just like, hey, what the fuck was up with all that shit that just happened? And the guy's like, dude, I got a whole story to tell you. Take a listen. And these random people, it's like a random people in the bus stop, like a train station. And then it starts off pretty chill, you know, they're just like snowboarding and shit, having a blast. And for the first 10 minutes, it's like Shiro Honda's like vacation, like film, I guess. It's just him like filming each other, like filming going down like the mountains. It looks pretty fun. I've never been skiing, but it looks cool. And then it's like they get to the house, and I think they split up or something, right? They're like,
yeah, they split up because two of them go to visit an old friend of theirs who's like there, I guess, and the other ones go to like the main ski lodge. But then a giant ass storm happens,
And then avalanche. Oh no!
But before that, they got like a call on the phone from the people who split off, and
They're
it's like,
screaming. They're
yeah,
like, oh, and then
and
because like,
until they go out to like find them, but go on crash.
was that supposed to be like the avalanche hitting them, or were they getting like kidnapped? I forget.
They were getting kidnapped by the
That's what I
half
thought.
human or the Yeti.
Half human.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the half human.
Half human Yeti. His official name of Snowman, whatever you want to call
The abominable snowman.
him.
But yeah, and then they're like, oh shit, and then like this girl shows up with her full ass Yeti cosplay, and then she shows up. She's like, hey, she invites herself in, and then she leaves like immediately. It's really weird. She's important. I forgot her name.
Yeah, same.
Her name is Veronica. I don't know. I
Yeah.
forgot.
I literally forget her name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's very important. She comes back later, and then they're like, all right, let's find these people, and they have a whole expedition. It's kind of boring.
Oh, Chica, that's her name.
Oh yeah, Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's fame. That's her name. Yeah.
I'm
And
amazed. She's around this far back.
I know, right? That's some deep lore. But they travel around. They're like, all right, let's find these missing people. They find, then they find like some of them, but dead, right? Like all
Yeah. They found two bodies,
the two bodies, they're dead.
but they didn't find the main female character's brother. So I will say one thing I do find really fun with this movie is you have Akira Takarada and Momoko Kochi back playing the two main leads, and they're romantically involved. So it's like a Gojira reunion.
Well, reunion like 1 month after Gojira came out. What a nice reunion. But yeah, and then they're like, oh shit, we gotta find the last person, I guess. They say exactly like that.
Yeah,
And then and it cuts to like there's like a hunter group, I think. They're like,
yeah.
there's a fucking Yeti out here, I think, or something, I guess.
Wait, the crash. Then there's like this big ass time skip because they assemble like a bigger expedition because they found like hair of the Yeti in the cabin, and they're like, this hair doesn't belong to any known animal.
Oh yeah,
So they bring along this like zoologist, I guess. He's a zoologist, but I'm not sure why they're also studying the Yeti too in this search expedition.
yeah, and then it's like, they're like, oh shit, well, time to find the Yeti. And then there's this other group who's like, damn, I would like to sell that Yeti if I could find it and murder him.
Yeah,
'Cause I am the poacher, he says.
yeah.
He's very mad at the Yeti for existing. And so that it becomes kind of like two parties trying to find the same thing. You know what? That was something interesting. This movie reminds me a lot of The Lost World. It's structured kind of similarly, with
Mhm.
factions and such. Two teams trying to go after the same thing. One of them's clearly pretty malicious.
Yeah.
On the island, but except replace dinosaurs with half human, the half human. But yeah. Then the half human kidnapped the guy, right? I forgot. And then
Wait, yeah. Crash, you're getting it all mixed. Basically, a bunch of shit happens. Like, oh my god, this movie is just too much. If we explain everything, because it gets so convoluted towards the end. Like, read the synopsis. Wikipedia has a good synopsis.
wait, but I remember the funny part.
Yeah.
Then there's the part where like the girl they're sleeping in the tent, and the half human's like, "Hello," and then he just yeets her and takes her away and steals her. And then there's the guy, I forgot his name. Then he gets kidnapped by. Oh wait, and that's when racism happened. It's epic. He meets
Disclaimer. This disclaimer. Crash fan when someone does not actually endorse racism.
Racism is not epic, contrary to what I just said. It's not. It's very unepic. But yeah, then they find I got a guy. He's like romantically involved with Chica, kind of. He likes Cheer or whatever.
Yeah.
I think she tries to bring him back or something.
Yeah, she brings him back to her village because he got hurt fighting the poachers. Is basically how it is.
Yeah. And
because
they're like, bitch, we're primitive beings. What are you talking about? We're not allowed to do anything cool. We're the natives of Japan. And it's so fucking suspect. It's so like, oh my god. Yeah, but you probably explain it better, but like, they're supposed to be, it's implied, right? Or is it outright stated? I forget.
What?
That they're the natives.
Yeah, they are. They're like flat out said to be. Basically, to explain. No, actually, you know what? I've been talking a lot. Ton, do you want to explain the natives of Japan? You probably do it better than me.
Yeah. So, contrary to the kind of popular belief that Japan's like this magical, homogenous society where everyone is Japanese because there's they're all
It's
Japanese
Japanese.
people.
Yeah,
But
Japanese.
there is there's a bit of ethnic divide among the Japanese people, like beyond like kind of big groups like people on Okinawa or Okinawans.
yeah,
On mainland Japan and on Hokkaido, there have been different ethnic groups. The primary ethnic group of Japan, I believe, are called the Yamato.
yeah. I believe that's the name for the main ethnic group of Japan.
hmm And the Yamato are basically kind of like the main group, and then you've had lots of different um, indigenous people. Like the most famous would be probably the Ainu in
Yeah,
Hokkaido. They're really well known, both in kind of like anthropological circles, and they show up a
yeah,
lot in like, Japanese media, like Golden Kamuy for any anime watchers out
yeah.
there.
And like the thing is with Japan is the amount of people for a very long time have been like trying to like smother out the idea of like ethnic divide during the 1800s during the Meiji Restoration when Japan was trying to unify itself a bit more. So a lot of different groups got kind of melded in, such as the Okinawans, and even on mainland Japan, a lot of the native tribes got like merged in, but the Ainu were one of the holdouts, pretty much.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
anyways, continue.
Yeah, so you kind of run into that same issue you see like in Western media with the Native Americans. They show up as half human, and they're just
Yeah.
kind of depicted as like these kind of savage people who live in these crappy little mud huts, and like the
And they do
chief,
sacrifices.
yeah,
Yeah,
they do sacrifices, and they're really abusive because like Chaika's elder, who's like the village elder,
Oh
I swear
yeah.
yeah.
like half his screen time is just him beating the shit out of
She-
Chaika.
I know,
it's so
right?
bad. Every time. Oh my god.
Like
And it's really brutal too. Like it's like he's like fucking like breaking sticks on her and shit and
mhm.
slapping her around.
He's
it's
dropping
so
anvils on her and shit. It's fucking
it's
nuts.
yeah, it's so awkward to watch. Like I genuinely felt like uncomfortable watching.
Yeah,
It's just because I lingered on it so long. It's
yeah.
very
Mhm.
And
weird.
it's basically meant to show that they're like primitive and savage. And it's like,
But like, well, it's weird because like I guess his whole point is like Chica is not. She's epic, I guess.
yeah, like she's meant to be like the one good one, which is
Mhm.
odd.
Weird. I know. It's like it's very suspect the way and like problematic how they like interpret them. Like if you,
Yeah,
I guess if you're gonna use them, like just don't make them. Why do they always do this? Where it's like, oh, these people are savages. They're not normal people. I don't get why. Or they can just make an original group. I don't know. Either way, that's
racism crash is the answer. That's what it comes down to.
wow. What racism? No way. Yeah, yeah. I guess at the time, I don't know. They're just like, oh yeah, racism's epic. It's not. It's not epic
Mhm.
though. I don't know. I'm shooting at the wind. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's bad, but it's just weird to me. Like, oh, whatever. It's like Song of the South.
Especially because because it's so overt too in this movie. Like it's not even subtle about it.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
so bad. But that's why it was
Like,
banned pretty much by Toho.
yeah, Toho was like, no, we can't keep showing this. This is not
Yeah.
okay.
But then, epically, Half Human has a child, which we have dubbed the Quarter Human. Because he's just him, but smaller, and if half of a half is a quarter, so like he's quarter
Mhm.
human, and he's. Oh, by the way, the sound design for the half humans are so funny. They just sound like people like screaming and shit. It's hilarious.
Mhm.
And if you listen to them like in the distance, like oftentimes they'll be like screeching or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, it's the half human, but it just sounds like a person, just like having an aneurysm or something. It's just so, it's just so, like I get mixed up. Like, is that a person? Is someone dying or is it the half human? Like, I don't know. I can't tell. But then the catalyst for half humans fucking rage and destruction is the poachers They fucking kill. They kill Quarter Human. They kill him. Spoilers, by the way. They kill Quarter Human.
Spoilers for a movie from 1955.
And that I just
That's
spoiled.
fair.
But yeah, the Quarter Human. They fucking. I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be like, oh no, he's like wounded, but they kill Quarter Human. I was so sad because it's fucking Quarter Human. So then the 0.5 human gets really fucking pissed, and he's like, "That's it. I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna kill the natives that worship me." And then he does. Oh, okay. But the funniest fucking part is the part where the chief is like, he's about to fight the poachers. He's like, "I'm gonna fight you guys," and they just shoot him. He just like dies instantly.
When he doesn't die, crash.
Oh, he doesn't die, but he just like gets really wounded because he comes
Yeah.
back later. But it's so funny because he's like, "Oh, you want to score up?" And he's just like Indiana Jones, and he just shoots him. It's like, oh shit. He's like, "Oh."
Oh, this movie is a trip. Like
Oh,
it's
and he's
just
like, Chica, you fucking suck. By the way, I hate you. It's all your fault. It's so whack.
which I guess I should say the reason why I picked this movie for Christmas real quick is because it's set in the snow and it has the abominable snowman in it. And I think that's wonderful enough for Christmas. And it's so like it's weird. It's like
We're the fucking hipsters of YouTube for a Christmas movie. Half human. That sounds like.
and funny enough, it was released in August in Japan. On top of all of that, so
Of course, and naturally. Wow. But
which is the hottest month of the year in Japan, by the way, I might add, which is really funny.
that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. But then yeah, the people they go back to the native groups. They all get slaughtered because that's what they get according to these guys. And then there's a fucking final showdown between like 1/2 human, and he's like, "I hate you guys. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill this random girl." And then Chica's like, "No, I'll stop him." And then he kills half human. She does, and then half human drags her down, and they fucking fall into the void and die. And then at the end, it's like, all right, well, that was my story. And everyone's like, all right, great story. And they literally just get up and leave right away. It's so casual. There's no like time to like dwell. And they're just like, yeah, that was the half human. Like, all right, our bus is here. All right,
There's honestly more to unpack with this than I figured, but I guess I'll just start with the titular half human himself.
That
What
was my
did you
summary.
guys think of that design? It was really funny, Crash. What did you guys think of half human as a design and as a monster?
It's definitely that air of like, it's the guy in the suit. So it looks kind of dank, but at the same time, though, he's adequately hairy, and I think he gets the Yeti aesthetic down. There's only so many ways to do like a Yeti, a Bumble snowman thing, and for what it's worth, it looks good. I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Because like, I mean, like, you look at him. He's also got kind of like a weird looking like gremlin face, like I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
It's like a rare image. Oh my.
The rare Godzilla and half human image.
Will they ever bring back the half human?
No.
Damn. But yeah. What do you think, Ton?
Yeah, design wise the half human's pretty solid. Toku movies, yeah, I think I'm using that term right.
Yeah, you are.
They always have really nice kind of costume design, even like cheaper projects. Always kind of find a way to make their suits look really impressive. So, kind of like ape designs, you always kind of run into the troubles like if they look too human, it looks like just a hairy dude, and if they look too like apish, you just have a monkey man, and it's kind of silly. But I think the half human, the abominable snowman, strikes like a nice balance. Like he looks just human enough, but he's just ape enough that like it's kind of like he looks like a lost species of human, like a Neanderthal or something. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. For me, sorry, go on.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say it gives him a bit of humanity, but he still looks monsters.
Yeah. For me, with the half human, I feel like it's a really nice design, and I think the personality for it is interesting. But two things. First, I want to bring up a fun fact. The suit actor and creator of Half Human went on to move to America and make the Planet of the Apes masks, which I think is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
And then 2, can I just bring up the fact that the half-human species dying from eating fucking mushrooms is hilarious to me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, that's part of the movie. We learn like, oh, the reason why these guys are so rare is that back in the day, this species they just ate mushrooms in the cave and they all fucking died. And the
Because they
one
were
half,
poisonous.
yeah, the one half human we saw was like the only one that was like, I'm not gonna eat that mushroom, and that's why he survived.
And it's just like, of all the reasonings that they ate mushrooms and fucking died.
They all got like Yeti cordyceps, and then like it's the half human, quarter human were Joel and Eddie in Last of Us. Ellie in Last of Us.
The quarter human.
The
Yeah.
quarter.
Wait, how'd the quarter human come into existence though?
I
Was he born?
guess his mom died before she ate the mushroom.
Did they
Or what
explain how
after?
long ago they all died out? Because like
No,
make
they
it seem
didn't. They didn't explain how long they were. They're just like, oh, that's what happened to the rest of them. They must have
It
ate that
makes me
fucking
feel like,
mushroom.
what's their life cycle then? Because like how fast do they grow? Because they make it seem like it's ages ago, but it's
Yeah,
like as a kid, so like that has to be recent, right? Unless
I'd imagine so. I have no idea what the lifespan of a half human is.
I
Yeah.
know. I guess
I
dogs
think
didn't eat the mushrooms. I don't fucking know.
Go on,
there
son.
was like there was like a scene where when the quarter human dies, you see the half human take him to like a bone pit, and
Yeah.
he lays him in front of this like kind of fresh looking skeleton. So I assume that was Mama Yeti.
Mama Yeti rip.
I'm assuming like
The other half human.
the other half. I'm assuming the half human is male since he's basically King Kong.
Yeah, I feel like that's the implication you're meant to get out of it. That's the male Yeti. Though I do find that he's kind of interesting because he does save Omika Kochi's brother, but we find out that he fucking died from his wounds, so it's like rip and rip. Oh, what's really funny though is his final actions are to write down, like you said, Crash. This Yeti was a bro, by the way.
Yeah. It's more like the half homie, actually.
Because like they just find this last note from him, and he's like, despite the half human's best efforts to feed me, I am too weak to eat. So I feel myself dying. Goodbye.
But I appreciate what he did. That was kind of nice of him. All right, peace. He died.
It's the thought that counts.
Oh my gosh, it was just so
Mhm.
fun.
Also, quarter human is just really funny. I don't know who they got in the suit, but just
I know,
like,
right?
but he's like a tiny monkey man, and it's really funny.
I love his sound, especially at the
Yeah,
crazy.
he sounds like the fucking video of the chimp shaking the door.
Like,
Best
Jake,
scene in the movie is when the poachers capture the quarter human to lure out the adult half
oh
human,
yeah,
Oh yeah,
bonking him on the head.
yeah, and knock him out.
It's hilarious.
it's they straight up just like Looney Tunes hit him on the head. And he just like gets knocked out. It's hilarious. It's definitely not supposed to be, but it just looks
Yeah.
fun.
And like I think I get they were going for that humanity fucks up nature, but the way they do it just feels so ham-fisted and just weird to me
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
it's
this movie.
like I do like in this movie how the half human as a creature is kind of made distinct from like King Kong and creatures like King Kong, in that he's
Mhm.
actually good natured,
Mhm.
at least until he's antagonized.
Yeah.
That's true. I definitely did like how they. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Mhm.
No, no.
I was gonna say I do like how, he's not like some malicious creature. He's literally just minding his own business. He saves
Yeah.
that one guy and just gives him a look. And it's like, all right, and he goes off in his own way. It's only
Yeah.
when they kill the quarter human that he just starts to like lose all sense.
Yeah.
That's done well. It's simple. I like that aspect of him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like that new nuanced portrayal is one of the more interesting parts of the movies, which is kind of why it's a shame this movie isn't like better than it is.
Yeah. Which I think is a good intro to the issues in the film. And one thing I'd say is the pacing for this film is fucking atrocious. It is so slow. Like everything in this film takes forever, I feel like. Well, like you said, Crash, the first 10 minutes are just them skiing. And it's like, come on, we could get to it. Or
That is
even
great.
or even them walking through the forest is like a good like 30 minutes. Like you don't see the half human physically, I think until like the 30 or 40-minute mark, and this movie is not that long either. Like it's like an hour and like it's an hour and like 30 minutes approximately. And like it takes a while to get to the half human's first appearance, and then every scene after just takes forever. I feel like it's a very long movie.
I know.
Mhm.
It's just so many especially the expedition part as well, poaching
Yeah,
parts. There's a lot they could trim from that because a lot of it just drags. They're just walking around going "See anybody? All right, let's try over
yeah,
here." And
I know.
obviously that's pretty realistic, but it doesn't make for very good, entertaining movie watching.
Yeah, it's
Like,
very slow. Go on.
like if you're an insomniac like me, you have trouble sleeping, just turn on Half Human.
You pass out instantly. Oof.
Because it's just a very slow paced movie, and sometimes that works, but for this, it doesn't really work because they don't really add anything to it. Seriously, because that's leading to my other point. The characters of this movie are so fucking dull in one note. Like
Mhm.
they have no depth to them. They're just like, "Hi, I'll be the stereotypical girl and get sexism thrown at me constantly throughout the movie." Like, yeah, go cook, go like make tea, like go do shit, go clean. Like they keep telling her to do stuff the entire movie, and like that's like her entire personality besides being worried for her brother. And nobody else in the movie has like personality. Like Chica is the only one with close to one, and even still, she's just like I love the outside world. I want to be free, and then like her fucking elder beats the shit out of her, and that's like her entire thing.
I thought she was interesting. She kind of reminded me of Ariel, like from Little Mermaid. But obviously, I think that's kind of the whole thing. She wants to see the outside world. But the thing is, with Chica, it's her implementation just comes from a source of problematic
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
They're trying to portray her to be like, oh, she's the good one, if we're trying,
yeah,
and that's the issue. I think she's fine as a character, but just seeing that context just makes it very awkward in a way.
yeah. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
she ends up dying in the end too. Like,
I was really surprised why they kill her. She's just chilling. She's just oh my god, I don't know why they killed her. They don't say she died, but she
I
fucking died.
mean, you can kind of tell
Oh yeah,
she fell
yeah,
into a fucking like
a lava pit.
50-foot pit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. First up, I'm having absolutely horrific mental images now. Crash like you. Of Ariel just getting beaten with a dragon.
It's insane.
But, yeah, I think Chika's weird because it's like she's kind of set up as the not like other girls character. She's kind of like naive and easily misled, but then
Mhm.
the film just kind of gives her like this horrific karmic punishment for
I know,
something
right?
that wasn't her fault whatsoever. It's like when random spoilers for Jurassic World. It's like when the assistant in
Oh
Jurassic World.
yeah, the babysitter.
hmm She just gets killed in that really horrific way by the pterosaurs and the giant mosasaur. It's
Yeah.
like it's such a wildly violent death for a character where it just doesn't feel earned at all. I can't really
Hmm.
like they kind of have Chika get chewed out by her elder for bringing doom to the village, but it's literally all she did was give directions to the poachers,
Yeah.
but then she didn't help the main character. So it's just weird.
It
and
is.
and the main characters, like I said, don't really get fleshed out much at all. They're just kind of there.
hmm
So it makes the slow pacing even slower because you're not really invested in the characters or cast,
hmm
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's
This is
very.
definitely it's definitely a kind of a rage again kind of cast.
That makes sense too.
It
Rage
came out the
Against the
same
One
year.
Year. Yeah. Oof.
Not a good year for Toho Kaiju.
My favorite
You,
kaiju, the half human.
Crash, I dare you to change your avatar on Discord to the half human.
And everyone's just like, "Why do you have the ape man?" Like, you don't get it, you don't understand. Human's cold hit classic half human, released by Toho in 1995.
And the funny thing is, there was an Americanized version released in 1958 that's even harder to track down.
I feel like I read something about it. Like I heard that it got released on VHS though.
Yeah,
What
I
I
did
read,
one time.
and no one has that.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
I mean, like, I guess there's probably, like, I can check eBay real quick if anyone's selling it. I'm curious now.
Have you been available now?
I'm sure
Because
it's sitting.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's sitting in some basement somewhere in America.
That's how it always is with these like lost media shit. It's just like, oh yeah,
funny enough, I just read now, Half Human was the American title they gave it. The
Oh.
original Japanese title was Beastman Snowman.
Beastman Snowman. Well, half
Yeah.
human rolls off the tongue really well. Interesting. What do you know? Well, it's fucking half human, I guess. I like I like the half human. I like the name quarter human. It's just perfect.
No one on eBay is selling it, Crash.
Well, that's their fault. They should be selling.
Well,
They should. I want it now.
people, please go into your grandma's basement.
No, funny enough, there's like a few listings for it on Amazon for like $50.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, well then.
I'm sure someone will buy that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, just to be like, yeah, I guess I own half human. But yeah, with
But
this
yeah.
movie, only so much to go on about. It's there's a lot of silly moments, but it's very dry.
Mm-hmm. Though I do want to say one thing though, it's actually shot pretty well though, even with like the really ugly ass film grain because of
That's
this
true.
being a bootleg. It still looks pretty nice.
It's by
So,
Shiro Honda, so
yeah, I'm not
his style
surprised.
shows off very well.
But yeah, anyone have any closing thoughts on Half Human before I should close this out?
It's kind of hard to. Would you recommend it? Because I feel like it's kind of hard to be like. You should
I
go to
wouldn't recommend it personally.
if you're really interested in the Shiro Honda's whole catalog of film, see like what he's done, I guess. But like, you're not missing out on much, honestly.
It's honestly only important for its historical nature, and that's it. Beyond that, it's a film that exists.
Yeah.
Todd, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, let's see. If you want, a historically significant movie that's kind of problematic but not like offensive, like say, First Nation, and you just want to, kind of watch an interesting retro work, watch King Kong 1933. If you just are a big
I bet it
fan,
movie 22 years ago.
Yeah.
if you want just, if you're a big fan of Shiro Honda and you're a completionist, that's about the only type of person I think would get much out of Half Human, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's a movie. That's all I can say. Anyways, this was the Christmas special for the Godzilla Roundtable. Quite an unconventional one. I hope we could bring you some more joy on this end to this weird and wild year. Thank fuck it's over. This will be the final episode of 2020. I know we didn't release much this year, but I promise there's more stuff coming.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Even though we only have 4 main episodes out and 2 specials, and now 3 we're getting there. Anyways, Merry Christmas from all of us here at the Godzilla Roundtable and Fierce Sister Fossils. Happy holidays to everyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, and thank you for listening. Have a good holiday.